Hi, this video is Decline of the West Part 2. That describes us. So I'll get into the theory in the next video. I'll give examples of infinity just so you can see Spengler was right. Um, so a couple things he said. He said he has these two words, culture and civilization. Basically, culture is good, civilization is bad. Culture is living, civilization is dead. And he says the cultures for each of these three long, whatever you call them, um, all lasted around 1,000 years. It was 1,000 years where this idea flourished, right? Like, so the Apollonian idea of point present found itself in mathematics and architecture and healthcare and everything, right? It just was infused the whole culture, so everybody just didn't even think of it as a different idea. It was just their view of the world. And then what he says about the Magian, same thing. This idea of cavern found its way into domed churches, and it's mathematics and this and that and architecture and literature and all that. And then a lot of the book spent obviously on Faustian because that's the one we're living in, and how you got like these church steeples going to infinity, and our mathematics has infinity, and there's infinity, 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 and everywhere. And he was writing this 100 years ago, right? But one thing that he does say, city. Yeah. He says what happens basically when these cultures are dying and they're turning into dead civilizations where everybody's just faking the idea and it's all just a big cluster F of money. He says what happens is you start getting these idea of a world city and the idea of world city versus the province, right? And so he says there's a true type rural born, like, so basically the provinces Spengler likes, and people who live in the provinces and they're true type to the culture. And he contrasts that with, and this is what he calls the city dwellers. He calls them nomadic, traditionalist, irreligious, they're not religious, matter of fact, clever, unfruitful, and contemptuous of the countryman city dweller. And so basically the people in the cities just look down at the provinces, right? This is Hillary, calling the rural Trump voters, the deplorable, whatever, right? And so isn't that amazing that this guy writing 100 years ago was talking about this? Just all that matters is money, and most people now live in cities and they look down on the people in the country, and that frickin' well describes us. And like I said, stock market was one example. Corporations, they should grow as big as they can. Apple's worth $1 trillion, or Amazon's worth $1 trillion, or just there's no limit to the size of growth. Population, yeah, we can grow whatever and eat all the stuff in the world, and it all lasts forever. You know what I mean? And all that, and um, that all those ideas, most of us can see are like just horrible, right? Just horrible. I think like all the whole pharmaceutical industry, the whole idea of a magic pill. I can do anything I want, and I can take a magic pill and it can save my life. I can do crazy risky things, and if they get to me within an hour, they can save me even if I got no limbs left, and but whatever. The magic hour they call it because of our magic infinity, you know, stuff, right? And it's just crazy. It's crazy and it's horrible. And well, at least people like of my politics see it, right? But I don't know what it means though. We'll see if we people win, but maybe not,